So I already sent y'all the topics, but I got it in front of me. Do y'all want to go in order or what?
You're the
We'll go
mod.
in order.
You get to decide.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I believe in the democratic process, but okay.
Hey, it don't matter.
I guess we'll just go in order.
Yeah, that would be good.
The first topic on the board is just for a single person, how feasible is dating a single parent? Amon, I choose you.
All right, cool. Well, now is this from the perspective of a male or a female? Because you didn't really specify gender.
I guess it does change. I guess for males.
For males.
Yep.
You know what? I think it'd be a lot harder to date a single mother as opposed to just, a female without a child. Because the thing about that is not only will you have, drama with her baby's father, but you got to remember the fact that if, you can't be spontaneous with this female. Let's say you want to take her out to Olive Garden at 8 o'clock, or you just want to come over and take her out to eat. She has to get a babysitter first, or she has to, put her kids somewhere, and she has to, do this or that. And, you really don't have that freedom you have when you date, just a single female without kids. And another thing, too, is that you're never really the priority, which kind of ties into my other point. You're never really the priority. Her kids come first. And you even see it if you've ever talked to, because I've talked to a few, if you ever talk to a female who has children, she always tells you, my kids first, and if you're not willing to accept my kids, then, don't even talk to me or don't holler at me. So personally, I don't see myself dating a single mother. I mean, it's not like, there's plenty of women who with kids who have great personalities and, great outlooks on life. But personally, for me, I'm pretty spontaneous, and you can't be any of those things if you have a female with a kid, if you're dating one. So that's just my take.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I just want to say, I think that it's great when men date women who have kids because, there's like so many kids, especially black kids, who don't have fathers, and it's really great when, somebody can step in and be that father figure for them. But at the same time, of course, it is, I don't think any, young person should be in that type of situation. Like, when people who are, in their early 20s, when they, end up having kids or when they, I don't think that no young person should be in a situation where they're a step-parent. But, if you're, an older person, then you can handle that responsibility, then, I think that's a great thing. And I think that, more people should do that. I really I don't know, I heard somebody earlier talking about how it's bad that, people care about Beyonce having kids. Who was that said that?
I think it was me.
Who was me?
It was you. It was Darius.
It was me.
Darius? Okay, yeah. So you may not like, what I'm about to say, but I really like the Sierra. If y'all know about Sierra, the singer, I really like the situation with her and Russell Wilson.
Uh-oh.
What? Yeah, I really like that situation because he is, he just seems like he's such a good stepdad to Sierra's kid. And even though, she made a mistake and with being with, Future, that rapper, I'm glad that she ended up realizing, what a good man was and being able to recognize him. And now this kid that may have had his father in his life, I don't know, but he probably wasn't probably may not have been a good example in his life anyway, but now he's got this great guy in his life. So yeah, I like those situations.
I mean, with Future, the lifestyle that he lived with all these fast women, the drugs, what I'm saying, that kind of lifestyle versus somebody who doesn't do drugs, who's athletic, whose head is in a better place. You know what I'm saying?
Right, he's
So,
real respectful. Like,
yeah.
that's great. Like, every child should have, like, somebody like that in their lives. Like, you know, a parent. So
I think another important thing is the relationship between the child and the man who's trying to step up. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how they say, if the child doesn't like the guy you're with, the relationship ain't gonna work out.
right.
Well, that's how it usually is.
Like, if the child doesn't like the father or the new parent.
Yeah.
So I just said, yeah. I have definitely seen those type of situations in real life, and yeah, that doesn't work. But their situation I think works.
Because it's like guys who do that, I have a straight up all the respect in the world, especially when they treat that child as if they were their own, and they go above and beyond. To me, that's the most honorable thing any man can do.
Right, I agree. I do feel like there's some judgment maybe in the room, so come forward if you if you got something to say. Like, what does everybody else think?
Well, Darius hasn't given his point. I got a few things to say, but Darius really hasn't given his opinion, so.
All right, preach, Darius.
Well, I mean, as far as I think it's good because it shows me that there are other men out there that are willing to step up and take that role of responsibility to be in that child's life, knowing that children out here don't have as many fathers.
Right.
But as far as things go, if the child doesn't like that guy to begin with before the relationship even begins, then the relationship between that child and that dude who could take that role, it won't work out in the end. I mean, I agree. I have no problem with it. As long as he step in and treats that child with that certain amount of respect and be the perfect example that child needs. And compare child to other men out here who aren't living up to the expectations or that role of that father figure or that masculine figure.
Okay. So like this topic that we were talking about with the father stepping up, that really hit home hard because like my stepfather, he was the major father figure of my life. And he raised me like I was his only son.
Yeah.
Like, there was one point I actually felt that he was my father. I thought he was my father at one point until my biological father really came into my life. And and even though him and my mom are divorced right now, it's like the bond and the love I have for that man is strong. It's too strong. You can't break that up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I think that's real important. But like I said, when it's like I don't know how old everybody is on here. I think that I saw Chris say that he was 19. That's like something like that. That's way too young to be like somebody's step parent, in my opinion. So I can understand like
you say that.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're somebody's stepdaddy?
No.
Okay.
I dated a 42-year-old woman once.
Oh,
and,
okay. Wow.
She had like 3 kids, and it's crazy because I knew her daughter. It's a real terrible story, but
what?
Probably don't want to explain that one.
Huh?
I probably don't want to explain that one.
Yeah, let him finish.
Go kill it, Amon. Just take it. I speak through you. You have my blessings.
No, I thought you were talking. I was saying
I'm not about to tell that whole story. That's going to be a long and terrible story, and by the end of it, it's not worth it. So, yeah, all that I can say, is there's a benefit to being to being 6'5" feet tall and having a beard in high school. So yeah, I'm on hit.
Well, remind me to come back to this one because I really want to go into the next few topics. We spent a little bit of time on this one. I will come back to this one though. Just remind me.
So the next topic in the relationship, little overhead is that do you put stressing on dating people who are conscious and unconscious? Now, I'll go ahead and say this and get this like completely out the way. Y'all already heard what was that Sunday, and I told y'all that I don't like conscious. Whenever, at least in Chicago, whenever I meet a conscious female, I don't talk to them like that because they're extremely annoying. At least to me, anyway. Because like they're all like, "Listen here, brother. I gotta do it. I gotta do that. Listen here, brother. I see you eating that hot dog." I'm like, yeah, I like Chicago. No, listen here, brother. Don't you know that hot dog has pork in it, and pork is the nearest relative to these white devils. You are consuming the white man. You are taking them to the face. I'm like, you have to stop. Just stop. Stop. I don't care.
Yo,
I don't
they
care.
really be on that shit.
I don't care if you smell like cocoa butter, shea butter, pineapples, and happiness. I don't want to hear that while I'm trying to chill.
Oh man, it's like with the vanilla ice cream thing, because I love vanilla ice cream, and it's always like, you're eating the ice cream of the white thing. Vanilla is actually brown. I was like, what? Man.
All right, so the question was, should conscious versus unconscious dating, right?
Is that critical at all?
On my take on the whole conscious versus unconscious dating thing, I can say for myself that there are not too many conscious women now here. But that's pretty much a problem on my end because...
Where are you?
I stay in Griffin. Like
in
45
Georgia, right?
minutes, yeah, 45 minutes away from Atlanta.
Isn't that near? Is that near Barnesville, or is that like the same? That's not near Barnesville.
It's 15 minutes north from Barnesville.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. There's not that many people there who, yeah.
So pretty much, I'm stuck around women who care nothing about love and hip hop quotes, empire, who's fucking who's coming out of the closet. Women who broadcast on low frequencies. I'm dealing with that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty tough. And then I'll be like, I would date them, but it's gonna be a lot of work trying to acknowledge them a bits and pieces at a time because they won't grasp. And plus, I wouldn't date now because of the fear of being misunderstood and being called crazy or psycho.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Oh, okay. So did you say that you do date those people who you would say are not conscious? Like, have you dated those types recently?
Not recently, but I mean, if they're open-minded, if they're willing to learn, then I will give them a chance. Not saying that I wouldn't. If they're open-minded and willing to learn, I'll give them a chance. But if I see it's not going anywhere, then why bother? Why even try at that point?
So you actually want a woman who you would consider to be conscious?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I want a woman who at least would be on the same page.
Okay.
I don't want those serious types, the ones who are diehard conscious females.
Listen,
like everything.
Don't you know that Plan B is a plan by the white man to end the black ovary?
Did you know ice cream is the icy treat of the devil?
Satan is that condom, brother. The Trojan is from the Kemetic word Trojana, which means Satan, brother. Don't you understand?
Man,
better
than those Bible thumpers.
Oh man.
What do you say about Bible thumpers?
I said those kind of women are no better than Bible thumpers.
Right.
It's to the point where it's like it's almost religious, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they believe so hard in what they're saying that if you give them any kind of thing that contradicts what they say, they'll say the same crap that Christians and Jews and all those say.
Glad you brought that up. Excellent.
They believe too hard into what they're told on the internet, and they sound crazy.
Right. Yeah, I have
think
a lot
about
of
it.
people make that comparison. I have.
And what's worse, there are so many religious, Bible thumping women down here that it doesn't make any sense. I had one try to convert me to back to Christianity, and I told her no, and she was like, "Why?" Because I don't believe in a white deity. As far as that goes, I don't believe in a white man who's up in the sky that y'all waiting for to come down here and save y'all. That shit doesn't make sense to me at all. Plus the rules. And plus, they contradict themselves on a regular, daily basis. You have women out here who be in church every Sunday, praising the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Dancing with ham hocks in their hands. Exactly. But Monday, you catch them at the strip club throwing it back or twerking hard for them dollars. I'm like, wow. And then, and the pastor's daughters, they be the biggest freaks. Trust me.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yeah, I know of it. I know by experience. Trust me. I had sexual experiences with a church girl, and trust me.
Hey man, don't name no names now. Hold on, don't name any names.
I ain't gonna name no names.
Yeah, I ain't gonna name no names.
I ain't gonna name no names.
Okay.
Well, I want to know. So for those of you who don't want to, I don't really like saying the word conscious, honestly, because I start to think about the people that you were talking about, Chris, like the people who kind of almost make it like a religion type of thing, and I don't know. I don't really know what to say anymore. I used to say pro-black, but then it started to be people who would say they were pro-black, and then they weren't acting like, just because you wear like a dashiki or you wear a head wrap on your head, that doesn't mean that you're pro-black. That's a small part of it, but I don't know, I guess you could say pro-black or conscious, whatever you want to call it. If you don't want to date women who are like that, and you want to date the women who, might wear wigs or who, watch Love and Hip Hop or whatever, how is that going to work if you're not that type of person?
How I see it is that me personally, I'm very I don't know how to describe it. I'm at least in a relationship, I'm really chill, but I could flip very quickly. I don't want to use the word bipolar. At least I don't think I'm mentally ill, but it hasn't worked before. I don't know. I feel like there's definitely a more, what's I'm looking for, a more moderate version of what I'm like. She doesn't have to be all like, oh, I'm pro-black, I'm conscious, or I'm killing the cracker. Just sensible, decently sensible.
Right.
And
right.
I can honestly, I don't want to use the word work. I don't want to use the phrase work with that, but I can really work with that because me personally, I'm not always, pro-black. Well, I won't say that. I'm not always just in intellectual mode 100%, every day, every minute. I chill most of the time. Like somebody could say something so ignorant and off the wall, and at a different time I might just correct them and give them a thesis on why what they said is wrong. But at the other time I might just laugh and roll with it. So right. And I feel like at this point, there's there's definitely a way to work through the non-consciousness, if you want to say. But it's what I'm looking for. I'm so at a loss for words.
There's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah.
Right.
it's not impossible. It's definitely not possible. I've seen way more dysfunctional things work over a long period of time. But at this point, like especially after like these last couple of years were just terrible. Just like completely like terrible in terms of relationships for me.
Mhm.
So I'm really chilling, and I don't want to really dive into something unless it's going to be long term. And
Mhm.
what people don't realize that the secret to long term relationships isn't just like y'all agree on everything. It's the fact that y'all are both flexible. And so, I just want somebody that's flexible, not somebody that's in my ear every day. Well, brother, you need to understand that I know you got this kale and you stir fried it, but the pot you used, I checked, it was made in China, and when we're already fighting white supremacy, we don't want to have to fight yellow supremacy. So I'm gonna need you to go to in Nakwa's shop on 75th and Harlem, and I need you to go in there and buy us some cast iron pots that the ancestors crafted. Okay, like I can't do that. I really can't. I'll support black businesses all day, all long. Like I'll support my people. I'll do all that. But just like how militant some people are, it's so unnecessary.
Very unnecessary.
To the end goal. Because at the end of the day, I don't care if every black person is eating kale and meditating and is a vegan and I don't know, does Kegels. If we don't have any type of like action in the physical sense, in the and in the monetary sense, then nothing's ever gonna get better. So I'd rather have a chick that's serious about making money than eating kale.
Right.
That just sums it up.
Mhm.
Like I know with some of these like pro-black dietitians to say like they be on here saying go vegan. Like you see this like this right here is the food of the devil. And I'm just like I'm in better shape than you are. Look at you. I'm like
exactly.
I'm healthy. My blood pressure is right. Look at you.
A lot of them sell these like niche scams. Like somebody was trying to sell my mom like alkaline tampons. And, like this is like a real thing, and like
what?
I was like, y'all are wild right now. Like it's crazy. I probably have to send y'all the video, but there's like this whole lecture of like a guy talking about why like women need alkaline tampons, and I'm like, see, look, people need to just stop now. It's getting a little bit too ridiculous. The next topic is the last topic in relationships, and that is taking back exes. Antoine, the Mac Daddy of the South, what do you think about this?
Taking back exes. Well, I would say that exes for a reason, but I have seen exes back together and the relationship end up lasting until like marriage and all that. But I say 80% of the time, if exes back together, it ain't gonna work out because when they're in that process of getting back together, they always forget why did they break up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Actually, I got my friend text me. She's like, I forget how much of a dick my boyfriend is. I was like, oh really? She was like, yeah, because they've been back and forth since the 8th grade, and she's a junior in high school now. So think about that, right? So I'm like, yo, that's your man. You chose to get back with him. I ain't gonna tell you nothing. All right? I ain't gonna tell you nothing. As I told you before what I thought about him, and you still got back with him. So I'm not gonna tell you nothing. If y'all break up again, oh well. That's gonna be your feelings hurt, not mine. I ain't losing no sleep. So I mean, it's like after so many times, I don't have sympathy.
Yeah.
I say you're insane. You're stupid.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have sympathy.
Fair enough.
They're blinded by love to the point where it's insane. So
yeah. I think I agree. I think that it doesn't really work when you get back together with that person usually. Even though like a lot of times I'll look at couples and think, oh, I wish they would get back together because they, were such a good couple. But I mean, that's me on the outside looking in. But when usually like it doesn't work. So, but I don't think that there's any point in. I mean, I think it's okay to try it again if it really, to me, doesn't really make a lot of sense to try it again unless you think that you have changed in some way or you think that that other person has changed. Like, I'm no relationship expert at all, but I'm just saying, like, me just thinking about it, not necessarily, like, having the experience, but I feel like, because I guess in the times that I have dated, like, maybe like we have broken up and then gotten back together really quick. But of course, like I was really young, like when I was dating, so or when those things happened. So, but now, right now I would say that it really wouldn't make a lot of sense to get back together unless you think that you have changed a significant amount or that other person has changed. If nobody's changed, then it's a waste of time.
That's a good one, now.
That's a good one.
Because I also think maturity has a lot to do with it and trust. Like, I would say it depends on how the relationship ended. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it ended on cheating or if there was a lot of arguing, then I don't think I should get back together. But, like, if it was kind of like, okay, we're not ready now, and it was kind of mutual, you know what I'm saying? Then I think, between that period of time you guys are separated and now, I think it could work out because, one or the other couple may have been going through a previous breakup. You know what I'm saying? So I think
why
if it ends...
Yeah. Why don't you think that people should get back together if somebody has cheated or they had an argument? Because you could always just get help. Like, some people go to, I don't know as far as if you're a couple. I guess there's counseling for couples, but some people could go to marriage counseling or they could just, talk a lot to work it out, no matter what it is.
Well, because usually somebody in a relationship is controlling or possessive or, there's usually a huge lack of trust. You know what I'm saying? And a huge lack of communication. And especially in this day and age with all this social media and, these unrealistic standards that are often put on men and are often put on women in these relationships. And people who really aren't there mentally get into these relationships and expect all these things, and it turns out the relationship ain't what you think it is, that is serious, and then they catch a fit, or the relationship just crumbles, and both of these people who they thought were in love with each other are now hurt and pretty much hate each other now. You know what I'm saying?
So there's no way to fix that?
Yeah. Once it gets past a certain point, there's no going back to just being friends. Now, like, if the relationship wasn't that serious, then maybe. Or say if y'all was dating for a long time and y'all two agreed to break up and everything's all cool, even then, so like you're gonna have those flashbacks. You're gonna have those, whoa, I missed that. I remember that. I mean, like I said, 80% of the time, I say those kind of relationships won't work out again if they get back together.
Well, maybe. I'm thinking of another celebrity. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I do read celebrity gossip. I'm not gonna lie, I do. But because I'm thinking of okay, there's this lady her name is Tina Campbell. She's a gospel singer, right? She's in the group Mary, and she had a husband. Well, she has a husband. She's married, and but he cheated on her a whole lot. Like, he cheated on her with one of her friends and a whole bunch of other people, and they're still together though. Like, they went to counseling and they're still, now I'm not in their relationship. I don't know if they still have problems but they're still together and they stay and they're happy and all that stuff. So
I don't I personally don't condone cheating from anybody. I feel like that if somebody cheats on you, then I'm not, you see, it's not only a deal breaker, but I feel like that's such a breach of respect, and I feel like what happens is that people are so scared to hurt each other's feelings that they're willing to let dysfunction continue. And like I tell y'all, bro, if I'm in a relationship and if I'm on the verge of cheating, I will literally go, sir, and be like, I'm about to cheat. There's something wrong with this relationship. Like, I mean, like either this needs to be fixed or I'm gonna end it because I'm not gonna disrespect you like that, and I'm not gonna disrespect myself like that. And if I did go off and cheat, if I told this female and she still wanted to be with me, I wouldn't let her be with me. I'd be like, "There's something wrong with you." hey, I in the relationship. I'd be like, "What's wrong with you? I cheated
what about
on you.
once you get
Leave."
help?
What do you mean once I get help?
Like once you get
Like
help for your
counseling?
problems,
Well,
or
here's the thing.
counseling, or just maybe just figuring out for yourself what the problem was and why you were cheating, and so that you can stop doing it. Like
I will go to counseling before I cheat. I will go miles. I will push the limit to make sure I would not cheat. But if I do cheat, then I would end the relationship because
Or just don't
you know
put yourself in that kind of position.
exactly. Yeah, and then like I said, if she does say like, oh well, I really don't care that you cheat, I'd be like, look, no, stop it. Look, I'm not about to let you do that to yourself. Because I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me. Because if somebody cheated on me, like I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm gonna keep up the front for a couple weeks, and then I'm just gonna disappear. Because it's like, and so I wouldn't if I'm not willing to do something, then I wouldn't want the person that I care about to do that thing. Now, if it's like a random person, then like it's like, okay, man, go ahead and do it, man. I'm chilling. But if it's like if it's somebody I care about, then it's like, yeah, bro, it's like I can't allow you to do that to yourself.
So you wouldn't break up with them and then work on yourself and then come back, or be like, hey, I worked on myself, I won't do that again.
Well,
you would just never date them.
I wouldn't do it because again, like I wouldn't bad things stay on my mind for years. So I wouldn't do that because I feel bad. She can completely forgive me and I still feel bad. I couldn't do because that's just so disrespectful.
Like the way I see relationships, it seems to me like, and again, I'm no relationship expert, but just not even just having romantic relationships, but just like relationships with anybody in general, people will always let you down in some type of way. And so at some point, like, no matter what it is, I'm not saying that somebody should like stay with somebody who's cheating. I'm just saying, like, you're always going to get let down in some type of way. If they don't cheat on you, they're going to do something else. And so you just have to like learn, I feel like, if you're in a relationship, to not hold grudges against people. And
I could deal with most other things, but cheating is just like a no-go zone for me. Like she could like slap my mom, and I could possibly work past that. Like, but that's just so awful. Listen to me. I know people wrong each other.
So cheating is worse than slapping your mom?
I'd say yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I don't know, man. She's not there.
I don't know. No, I wouldn't let that slide. I wouldn't let that go down. I wouldn't.
You know what? Me being me, I'd be like, okay, so mom, what did you do?
Like she must have did something to deserve
it. It's like,
But that would be etched in my mind. Like you said that the cheating would be etched in your mind. Like that would be etched in my mind. Like, oh my God, they slapped my mom. Like I'm never going to forget that.
Well, my thing is that like if somebody slaps my mom, I couldn't play hands on her. But I will say if she did slap my mom, then I wouldn't interfere if my sister or female cousins jumped her. I'll just say that. I just think that's such a wow.
Okay, well, so why do you think that cheating is the worst thing? Like, what's so bad about that?
Because it's so disrespectful. It's disrespecting the relationship, and it's disrespecting both people. And not only that, but cheating is a clear indication that that relationship wasn't what people or what you thought it was. And if it wasn't, then why waste your time? Because if something like cheating, I think cheating is very avoidable, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something like that. If you let that happen, it's like there wasn't really it wasn't really a really good relationship. So
But,
it'd be different if she was like Bill Cosby came through and like shot some Quaaludes in her cup or something, and like she cheated on me. It's like, okay, I get it. You're drugged up. You got Cosby. But if she's if it's just like a consensual thing, because cheating between men and women is very different. Men men generally don't have a deep connection with the women they cheat on. But women, they have to really men have to sink their claws into a woman to get them to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
So
women manipulate us.
That's true. So it's just a different, to me, it's just on a whole different scale.
Okay, but so you were saying though that you would want to break up with that girl if you cheated, but like you just said that
I break
that
up.
cheating. Yeah, but you said that like cheating for women and men is different.
It's
so
different.
so if you didn't even have an emotional attachment to that girl and you cheated, then why would you feel bad? Like, why would you think that it was like disrespectful if you didn't have an emotional attachment?
Because there couldn't have been an emotional attachment, but I've allowed myself to be shared with another woman, and at least in a monogamous relationship, like it's just me and you. If it's just me and you, there's nobody else in between. And if I let somebody in between, then it's like I've ruined. I don't want to use the word sanctity, but I just ruined the sanctity of the relationship. I've ruined the legitimacy of the relationship.
So you think it's definitely avoidable for a man to cheat? Like it's completely avoidable.
It's avoidable for both. Generally, it's avoidable for both men and women to not cheat if they respect the relationship enough. Like I said, once Cosby's coming through,
that last part, yeah.
I feel like like I said, it's avoidable, but unless you just like been hypnotized, then it's like I wouldn't really excuse it.
Cheating is definitely an unforgivable sin for me. You cheat once, you're done. You're done. I don't take back exes, and I don't forgive cheaters. Man, you're done.
Exactly on my part. Especially if I actually see you cheat but didn't say anything. Yeah, I will say something to you later, but one and done. Cut him off completely.
I say what's worse is when you find out from other people.
Yeah.
Your girl was at so-and-so. She was throwing it back. She was slanging that neck. And then you see the pictures. You see the pictures and the photos, and it's like it's the most embarrassing thing.
It really is.
Yeah. Because that's kind of a reflection on you.
Yeah.
Here you are thinking that, she's my girl, but she's everybody's girl. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
She's everybody.
The streets.
Exactly. She's been tossed around like a hot potato on the Saturday afternoon at the barbecue cookout, and you didn't even know it.
Thomas.
Boy, you stupid.
Hey, that's
okay.
true.
Casey, are you just curious, or have you cheated or been cheated on?
No, I'm just curious.
Okay. So yeah, I just think that's super. Especially me, like I forgive a lot of stuff from people I care about. Like I'll really get over it. Like so it's like I'm not even like gonna be like super controlling. It's like now if you're like on like Instagram, like and like naked, then it's like okay, you gotta stop. But if it's just like I'm just real chill, like, but like I said, I flip, but I'm chill about it, and if it's like I just be so I feel so disrespected, like what did I do? Like I didn't do anything wrong, and it's like that, but
Right.
that's okay. I'm not about to worry about it. I'm about to keep it pushing. You have your life. I hope you find somebody that you think isn't worth cheating on, and I don't know. I'll see you later.
Right.
That's it.
I have a question to ask all four of you.
Okay. All
What?
three of us.
That's all four of us.
No, just
That's all four of you guys. What led to the decline of relationships, of healthy relationships and marriages?
Feminism. Social media.
That.
Well,
There's more, but that you just scratched the surface.
yeah, I mean that might be I think that is a little bit of it, probably feminism, but just yeah, I think that I don't know. It's probably a lot, like over time, like the society has gotten like super like over sexualized to the point where people I think that people are thinking about it all the time, and it's just like I don't know, people get tempted I think a lot easier now because of that. And also I don't know, what do y'all think?
Me personally,
Well, I think.
Okay, go ahead, Darius.
Me personally, I think society has become very superficial. Very superficial.
Yeah.
And not too many, too many people really don't have the skill sets for relationships. Well, for what would be relationships and marriages. People just lack the skill set for marriages now and relationships. That's even if the titles of relationships are even real.
Okay.
What's the difference between now and then? Like, how come they had the skill set then, they don't have it now?
Maybe people aren't just skilled. Maybe people just aren't. Maybe relationships and marriages aren't meant for some people. Oh, well, a lot of people. It isn't really meant for anybody.
But I really think, a lot of times, I'm just want to say, like, a lot of times when people talk about relationships, a lot of times people talk about it in a general way, whereas, like, I always look for people to talk about it, like, when it comes to race. Because it's like, I feel like relationships, like, black and male-female relationships are very different from other people's. Like, I feel like we have, like, a different set of issues. So, I just wanted to throw that out there. Like, I mean, yeah, the skill set and everything, like, that could be it. But I don't know, like, I think that when it comes to us, like you said, like, the feminism thing could be one thing. And also, there's so many things that happen.
Rates. The divorce rates are pretty high. They're skyrocketing now.
Yeah, let me go ahead and segue from what you were saying, Darius. I think mainly, we can look around society, and definitely there's a few contributing factors. Number one being social media. Things like Tinder, things like Plenty of Fish, these apps that make it easy to cheat. These apps are basically things like Tinder and Instagram. These apps are basically pump and dump apps. There's even videos and articles that have been written about how Instagram models and women on these websites are flown out to places like Dubai, and Saudi princes, have their way with them, and they give them like $50K to let them do whatever they want to them. So I think it's society. It's a lot of contributing factors, but yeah, feminism is one, hookup culture, social media, and definitely the changing roles between males and females. What we have is more females going to school, getting educations, making money. So, it's really changing the way, because now you have more women being breadwinners, and a lot of times women are starting to make the same amount, if not more money than men. So it's it's a lot of stuff that contributes to the pretty much the demise of relationships as we know it in the 21st century. Also, Darius mentioned divorce rates. That's a huge part. Divorce rates, the court system, how gynocentric the laws are. It's just a lot of stuff that are making people say relationships aren't worth it. And some people, like Darius also said that some people aren't equipped for relationships. That's true, but it's really the society that kind of determines whether or not people are going to enter a relationship. It's the society and the I don't want to say environment, but
it is environment too, man.
The way the climate of the environment that determines whether or not people are willing to take the risk, because there is a risk when you enter a relationship, of willing to take the risk of entering a relationship. But that's just my piece on that.
I mean, it's like things like financial troubles, like with these weddings. Like how when couples do these big lavish weddings, they get so far into debt that it also takes a toll on their relationship, and that leads to divorce. Or like you said with the Instagram and the dating apps, where it's like people find out that their spouses are gay through what they see on the apps and all that, and like I said, it's like you never truly know somebody, and these social media stuff is you're learning more and more stuff. You're learning some of their deepest, darkest secrets through a cell phone, through a laptop. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I think more and more people are going, just for casual sex nowadays, more than anything.
Right.
That's what I'm seeing.
And not too many people. Sorry to cut you off, but not too many people are actually getting out like that old classical way where you get out and go out on dates. They're not doing that anymore, to where you get to actually know the person. Like you're getting to know who they are, their deepest, darkest secrets, their intentions, their ambitions, their dreams. You don't get to know them in that classical way anymore. Y'all, now it's easy to get a date through social media now. We're in a new age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely less work to meet someone on Tinder and pump them and throw them away than it is to take them out on a date and spend the money and all that good stuff. And I even have my rules about dating, but that's a subject for another time. But it's just less expensive, and it's a better reward and less risk just to simply meet people and bang them and leave them, as opposed to getting in a long-term relationship and marrying even. And personally, I don't even think that people should even be getting married before they turn 25. I personally don't think you should even be seriously dating. You shouldn't even be in an LTR if you're under 25. Not a short-term relationship and not a long-term relationship. Not at all. Because 25 and younger is when you should be establishing yourself. You should be building wealth. You should be saving money. And if you're dating or you're married, because I know people who've gotten married at 19. I mean, unbelievable. You can't even legally drink yet, but you're married, and it makes no sense. When you do that, you pretty much just putting yourself into debt. You're not established at all. You can't support yourself. So I think that as things, definitely the way the economy is set up right now, is definitely turning people off to relationships. It's just too expensive. It's just way too expensive right now. I mean, I know guys who would definitely want to be in a relationship, but the cost in terms, monetary, and it takes time. Definitely, when it comes to your time and money, it's just too much right now. So.
Way too much. And plus, from an emotional standpoint, I don't think they can deal with the pressure. They don't want to go through that.
Yeah, they give up.
They don't want to go through. They don't want to go through the emotional roller coaster, so they shy away from that.
That's true. All right.
Great. Next topic, because we begin off track like a motherfucker. Well, I'm happy everybody's enjoying it. But so like I'm low key thinking over so much. So the next topic goes over into the black section. So there's three subtopics. Let's try and get through this one quick because the second one, I really want to get into the second one. So the first one is so it's called cooning or survival. So a lot of people don't know, but your brain generally works in a fashion that self-preservation is the most important thing, as in your survival. So I believe the question has to be asked at this point that, with the rate of the black community, or the lack thereof, in terms of protection, brotherhood, healthy sisterhood, businesses, opportunities. Like, do some people see cooning as survival, as a way to feed themselves and their family, as a way to possibly avoid the chance of being gunned down in the streets or being characterly assassinated? I mean, so
yes.
Is this cooning or is this survival?
E-Man, you take this one.
Okay. Really, what I think it is I think it's both. Some people just want to, they just want to, like I was saying, some people just want to coon just to coon. And then you do have the people who think that if they coon, then somehow they'll be saved, basically. And we saw this with Stacey Dash. We see this with Steve Harvey. We see this, or we saw this with, a whole slew of, black celebrities and actors. And the thing about that is that in the end, it never saves you. So if it does save you, it saves you for a very short time. I mean, you look at Stacey Dash. The moment Trump was brought in, they kicked her out. You look at Steve Harvey, who brought Paula Dean back on and said he doesn't give a damn about slavery. When he west up at the that pageant, they called him all types of N-words and racial epithets. So at the end, cooning really doesn't matter because it doesn't save you in the end. What you should be worrying about is, building the black community and, getting an economic base. That way you have enough money to protect yourself without having to beg for scraps and, have your hand out and tap dance and do all this stuff to degrade yourself so you don't get killed by the cops or you don't possibly get character assassinated. So it's definitely both, but the thing about it is that it doesn't save you. Either whether you coon as a choice or you coon to survive, neither one will save you in the end. So
it's been bothering me. Second topic: black people and conspiracy theories. Bro,
hold on, let me stand up. Oh. Let me stand up.
Oh
I got some things to say.
God, bro, it's crazy because that conspiracy stuff was real cool when I was like 13. But
yep.
I had my DVDs. It said Jay-Z eats baby fetuses and he's in the Illuminati and he's made $3 trillion last year by pimping Beyonce's kitty. Like it's
oh my God,
it's so ridiculous. It's not even that, bro. I made a simple post, and I mean, like I'm used to getting attacked at this point. Like I have all types of ignorancy in my inbox, but like I just made a simple post. I said the Rothschilds do not control the world. Oh my God, it was such a simple post. And it has I think at this point it has 200 comments. I stopped following it because it just got too bad. And I posted the facts that the whole conspiracy about Jewish people control, as in like they destroy everything, money, originated in Nazi Germany, and it was used to discredit Jewish people and to make the final solution much easier. It was a tactic to dehumanize the Jewish people.
Yeah, there's a book called the Protocols from the Right.
And I explained to them, and I'm like, yo, the most Rothschilds aren't even like worth $1 million. Hey, so it's like, how are y'all on here saying their family's worth? How are you saying their family is worth $300 trillion when there's only $2 trillion of assets in the entire world? I mean, $200 trillion. So it doesn't make sense. The way the market works and the way the market's been moving for the past 50 years, I wish there was some grand Jewish cabal running it, because, the way it's looking at it, it's very fragile and self-destructive. So I wish some Jewish people were running it and had it nice, but it's not. It's on the verge of collapse at this point.
Was this topic, was it a question or just like a random?
I just flat out said it. I said, the Rothschilds do not control the world.
Oh, no, I'm talking about like this topic that we're supposed to be discussing. Is it?
Oh, it's just about, it's basically like, why do black people latch on to these conspiracies? And I'm not to be done. I'm about to like be ranting on that. But like I'm done after I say this. A lot of these conspiracies are from white supremacists. The Jews control the money thing. That's from white supremacists. Started in Nazi Germany. The Moorish thing, where they said like, you become a sovereign citizen, that started with white supremacist groups. The whole if you look on your Social Security card or something, or your birth certificate, and like it's actually a bank account that the United States government made, and they deposited $600,000 in it in case the market fails and they can sell you a slave. That comes from white people. It's called the redemption theory. It was disproved, and if you try to deposit money from this mysterious account, it's a federal crime. It's a federal crime because white people were trying to do it so much. They just said, hey, look, this is a crime because it's fraudulent. So, Amon, you sound like you had a mouthful, but like, I'm so tired of these conspiracies, bro. There's only one grand conspiracy, and that's white supremacy, bro. It's not even a conspiracy.
Yep. Personally, I'm really sick and tired of hearing about these conspiracies. We're really the only people. What the hell? Am I hitting a horn? Anyway, we're really the only group, the only race of people who lets conspiracy theories just eclipse our whole entire beings, man. We're really the only people who get distracted by them, because the thing is, you have white people who go out and get distracted by, you have white people who chase spacecrafts, and you have white people who chase lizard men. Yeah, but at the end of the day, Alex Jones is about his business. That's the one thing I'll give him. The man is a conspiracy theorist, hardcore, but he's about his business. We're the only people who really get so entrapped in conspiracy theories and let it run our lives that it's ridiculous. It's insane. I was in this group, and I think you guys saw, I was having this, I think I posted this one person in this group said, I believe she was talking about Kanye. It was back when Kanye had the mental breakdown, and they were saying that Kanye was replaced by a clone. Yeah. And I got on the post, and I simply said that we have better and bigger things to be doing than, number one, worrying about celebrity gossip, and I know how Casey feels about that. And number two, worrying about conspiracy theories is just not valid. I mean, the way, pretty much the community's in shambles. We don't have time to be worrying about this and that. I mean, there are some conspiracy theories that affect us. For instance, a book by Gary Webb called Dark Alliance, which pretty much highlights the fact that the CIA has been involved in trafficking drugs into the black community. That's a relevant conspiracy theory, which isn't even a conspiracy theory. It's been proven. But a lot of this, this there's going to be like Jesus is going to come back and he'll be projected as a hologram, and you have black people reposting this and talking about it. It's just insane. If we put that much, if we put even a fraction of the effort we put into conspiracy theories, into building and into doing things of value, we could pretty much change our reality overnight. But the thing is, believing conspiracy theories and giving people like David Icke and Alex Jones money is just so much more convenient. It's easier. Personally, I can't stand it. I've had to cut people off and leave groups, and I read some of those books for fun, but I no longer take them serious. Like, I used to believe hardcore in the Illuminati and the Bilderberger groups and the Bohemian Grove and all this crazy blood sacrifice rituals. And if you look at music videos, like Umbrella by Rihanna, you can see like a Baphomet head in the rain when she throws her hands up. I used to be into all that stuff, but as you mature and you grow older, you start to look around, you come to realize that these things, not only are they not important and not your priority, they just don't make sense. They're just marketing ploys to get people to talk about certain things, to promote certain ideas. They really have no relevance to your everyday life as you stand. People have taxes to pay. People have bills to pay. People don't have time to be worrying about whether or not Blue Ivy is the child is like half Beyonce's child and half the child of Satan. It's insane. It's really insane. That's all I got to say about this, man, because I really get heated when I talk about, especially black people conspiracy theories, because white people, they can do whatever they want when it comes to that, but us, we don't have that luxury. We just don't.
Well, I feel like conspiracy theories I do get entertained by, like watching the videos and everything. Yeah, I don't really think that most of the time they should be taken seriously, though, like all of the Illuminati stuff. Like, I think that conspiracy theories are interesting if, like, I think that it's good to consider, because a lot of theories that you can't necessarily prove can be true. It's just maybe you just don't have, the right evidence to prove it. But there are some signs that could show that, hey, this theory it could be true. You never know. Like, a lot of the stuff involving the government, there's a lot of signs that show that, hey, this theory might be real, but,
Yeah, I'll give you that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated with the JFK incident.
Yeah, the whole JFK conspiracy, now that.
Yeah, but JFK doesn't really affect, it wouldn't even affect the black people back then, other than a few things that LBJ did. It really wouldn't affect them anyway. Continue. I could you off.
I agree. A lot of the theories, even if you do think, oh, hey, that might be true, like, it may. Wait.
He might have made it an impact if he was still alive.
Huh?
If he was still alive, I believe he would have shook the whole world, because he was going to expose something.
Oh, isn't that the bank thing that he was trying to expose? Is that what you said wasn't real, Chris? You said the bank.
Okay, so
wasn't that or was it like it was like the New World Order or something that people said that he was trying to expose? Like,
honestly, it just sounded like he wanted to change the currency system. At least change it, not really change it, but at least regulate interest rates and
yeah, it was something about the Federal Reserve, right?
Federal Reserve.
What you want to end that?
I mean, with the Federal Reserve, it's like, say, he probably was going to put more regulations on it, because the Federal Reserve has had a lot of abusive tactics and business moves over the years, to say the least. And it's I feel like at worst he was gonna say that there was some grand embezzlement scheme going on, but I don't know about people are saying like he was gonna expose the New World Order. It's like, how is he gonna expose? Like, that's the thing that kills me about this. How are people saying like how is this a secret society, but y'all all y'all do is say, look, they're flashing signs at me. It must be real. Why is a secret society proving to you its existence? Like, what's the point?
Let me do you one better. People always talk about the Illuminati in this, in this broad term. They can never point to people, actual people, point to them and say that this person is the Grand Master Wizard of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
This guy is the chairman of Illuminati backwater funding. This guy is
you don't know who's in it.
I think that's just a convenience. That's just people say for convenience.
It's not so secret that you don't know that it exists, but it's so secret that you don't know who's in it.
Oh.
No, because let me tell you, there is a black man. I cannot remember his name right now, but he exposed the Black Boule, and this guy was calling names to the point where I believe I can't remember his name, but he actually was naming names of people who were in the Black Boule and their roles in the Black Boule. That's how you do it. You just don't give these, these nameless faces and these nameless people and, all these, you can't even name these people. If you have these people who apparently have done so much research, they can name you the 12 bloodlines of the Illuminati, but they can't specifically name you the exact people and their ties and how they correlate to the Illuminati, quote unquote. They never can because it's just,
Well, maybe it's not really called the Illuminati. It's like that's just what people, the name that people give to the people who, control all of these different industries. But it's really like, the smaller groups like the Freemasons and stuff like that. And like
people might think I'm reaching when I'm saying this, but to be honest,
if you say the Earth is flat, I'm
no.
I'm literally gonna jump out the window.
No.
I'm literally gonna run away.
Hear me out. The Earth is round.
The Kanye. Go ahead.
The Earth is round, by the way, but people will not believe that the Illuminati equals white supremacy.
Yeah.
Man, the Illuminati ain't been around in centuries.
There was an actual Illuminati started by Adam Weishaupt, I believe. Now that Illuminati was broken up, and the way that we have, or the way this Illuminati conspiracy started, is because when that one was broken up, the members who were part of that were separated, and they said they went on to infiltrate different aspects of the government and different levels of, Parliament and the House of Senates, and George Washington was a Mason, and it's just a lot of irrelevant stuff that really means it doesn't affect your life, your everyday life.
Right.
It just doesn't. Who cares if there's a secret cabal of rich people running the world? What can you do about it? Because really,
who was it? Darius that said that it was white supremacy. Well,
pretty much.
Well, then you're supposed to, I guess, care about it so that you can figure out how to dismantle it.
Well, because you got to remember, there's different. I wouldn't just say it's just white supremacy, because you got to remember that, according to if you look at history and you look at historical documentation, rich people hate poor people. Period. So while they're it's always about the haves and the have-nots. So even I don't think it would necessarily be white supremacy. I think it would be
classism.
Classism. I think it'd be a mixture, because yes, they hate black people, but at the same time, rich whites hate poor whites. We cannot deny that. They absolutely hate poor whites. They hate poor anything and poor anyone. So
white supremacy.
So basically, go ahead. Sorry about that. I'm sorry.
I was saying was they knew how rich blacks were, so they used white supremacy to turn the poor whites on the blacks, so that way it'll make the black group seem more inferior, and it'll make those poor whites seem more superior, even though the poor whites ain't no better, if not worse, than the blacks.
Right. Yep.
It's almost like the poor whites are the pawns. while the rich people are like the kings and the queens and all that. You know.
Yeah, and that was definitely my point. It's really about, or it has more to do, a little bit more to do about rich versus poor and have versus have nots, because yeah, at the same time they do, while they do hate all races, they have learned to pit a way to pit, you know, um, poor whites against black people just on the basis of their skin color. So, you know, even if they're poor, at least they can say they're white. I mean, and that's really about it. So I wouldn't really necessarily say it's just white supremacy. It's a mixture. It's really just a mix.
I guess this almost ties in to the last one. Everybody has this like idea that what the world needs, what the black community needs, is that we need more we need more conscious rappers. We need more Rakim. We need more KRS-One. We need more Paris's. We need more Fumo D's. We need more X Clan, and that will make everything magically better. And their main argument for this is that yeah, it was positive, but if it wasn't doing something good, then why was it sabotaged and out of the media? And what I put is did conscious rap fall off or was it sabotage? I believe that it could be both, but I just feel like it fell off because after like honestly, like I listened to conscious rap for like the first 13 years of my life, and it's kind of corny now. So
How is it corny?
it's just really repetitive. Like my favorite rapper is kind of boxed into the conscious thing, Lupe Fiasco. But I feel like at this
Who?
point, it's Lupe Fiasco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. But so it's just I listen to it, and I just don't get that much. I get it now. I get it. Crack is whack. Black power. Love the community. Do better. I get it. So I don't understand how a whole genre could be made off of this one message to last 20 plus years and
That's a
still
lot
be.
of. I think there's a lot of different things that you could talk about within that. But because if you listen to mainstream rap, it's the same stuff that they're talking about too. Drugs and getting drunk and sex. It's the same stuff. They just found out like really creative ways, like kind of to make it so that it would be like it could, be fresh every few years or so. There's different trends.
What do you want, Chris? You want mumble conscious rap? Is that what you want?
No, bro. First of all, Amon, don't even talk to me about music. Don't talk to me about music. You're so antagonistic, it makes no sense. But y'all know I don't listen to mainstream rap. Like, come on now. Like, we listen to Lil Ugly Mane, But I feel like all of it is kind of repetitive at this point. I listen to really super duper underground rap that makes like you've never heard of it type rap. And like I feel like the conscious rap is I feel like conscious rap has never been the main, like it's never been more than 30% of the mainstream songs. I feel like I listen to it. I listen to music like oh my god, like I listen to music, and it just always seems like every generation is majority a lot of dumb stuff, but this generation we've just allowed it, or we're okay with it. It just gets progressively worse or progressively raunchier. Like honestly, But then I feel like the mainstream is like a reflection of the culture itself. And so it's not like, the music changed, the culture changed. I guess that's true. They both changed, but one was like a cause and effect.
Yeah, that is definitely.
Well,
what'd you say?
Oh, go ahead, Aunt.
I was saying was more things are being publicized, and it's like people nowadays have such a short attention span that you got to keep putting it's like music nowadays is more quantity and not quality. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I feel like it's always been like that. But this is just our version of it. Honestly, just like people will play all the conscious and like all the hits from back in the day, but listen to radio music from back in the day. It is so I don't listen to it. It's so just like it's corny. Crisscross. Crisscross was super corny. Third base, you know what? They had gas masks. That was corny. Like
Crisscross wasn't conscious rap. Stop now.
What?
Crisscross was not conscious.
I'm saying, but that was like the mainstream hit type stuff. Back then, it was a bunch of dance music. Even I love Johnny Gill. Don't get me wrong, but like that album he did with what's that? The one with she's a singer, huh?
That woman.
She was light skinned. She had a chubby face. He was real young. Johnny Gill did
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know the song. I don't know the song,
Lattimore.
But okay.
Stacey Lattimore. That album is so corny. I swear to God. I want to go to your house party. Like the house party song was terrible. And then there was the main hit off the album. I gotta look it up. But what I'm saying is that it's just there wasn't a lot of lyrical content back in the day either, except for your little corner of conscious rap. Like all that's happened is that our attention spans have gotten shorter, and we're just okay with hearing raunchier things. It's not like this has been a complete takeover of mainstream rap. It's always been a takeover of mainstream rap. It's just lyrically worse. And then it's lyrically worse. But even back then, a lot of the lyricism didn't, in my opinion, didn't really pop off until like the mid to late 90s. Like musically, Run DMC is dope. Lyrically, I don't think so. Like Sugar Hill Gang, or like that's cool and all, but lyrically, it's not even Rakim. Rakim and Kool Moe Dee, in my opinion, are like the first big lyrical rappers. Like before them, it was all like the hip hop, the hippity, the hoppity. Like it was.
But
it was just real corny and basic.
Stages of rap. It was the beta stages of rap, though.
It was
that's true.
Started around that.
But mainstream has always been simple rap. The majority of it has always been simple rap. It's never been like the majority of mainstream is like Enter the 36 Chambers or Illmatic or Mystic Styles. It's always been like really simple rap.
Mhm.
All right, man. Hit the stop button. I gotta do so much editing. My God, I gotta do so much cutting.
It's alright, 'cause this